Okay, so in the morning we have discussed the meaning of adjustment. What do you mean by adjustment? So I will again remind you the adjustments are nothing. These are just some unrecorded transactions which we have to enter in our books of accounts, which are not recorded for some reason till the end of the year. So there are some transactions which still remain unrecorded at the end of the year that we have to account for in that particular year only. That's why these are known as adjustments. So the first thing is that you when you complete your ledger account, you will check the trial balance, whether the total of debit side and credit side is matching or not. Then after completion of your trial balance, you have to classify your accounts in the capital expenditure and revenue expenditure or personal, real and nominal account. And according to their nature, all the nominal accounts will go to trading and profit and loss account. Some are direct expenses that will become part of trading account. Some are indirect expenses that will become part of profit and loss account. So then you will be able to calculate your net profit or net loss, whatever. And then you will move to the balance sheet. All the personal account and real accounts are written in the balance sheet. All the real accounts will go to the asset side, and personal accounts may either come on the asset side or on the liability side as per the nature of their balance. All the debit balances, personal account will go to asset side, and all the personal accounts which are having credit balances will move to the liability side. So these all we have learned in the previous chapter, and that is the basic chapter for this chapter. So now coming to why to adjust final accounts. What is the objective of these adjustments? Means why we are recording these unrecorded transactions. If somehow these are not recorded, then what is the issue? Let them be unrecorded. We will record them in the next year also. We can record them in the next year also. Why to create so much confusion? So that's why we have to justify that why we are doing the adjustments, why we are recording the unrecorded transactions only in the same accounting year which is going to finish. So the first thing is, which I will make you clear with the help of some example, that suppose my income is 1 lakh rupees and I have only one expense. Suppose I have only one expense, salary expense I am having, and salary I am paying 1,000 per month. Because I recorded only 11 months salary, so my salary expense in the ledger account balance is coming 11,000. So if I am calculating my profit, so my profit will be equal to 1 lakh minus 11,000, and that profit will be now 89,000. So is it correct profit? Is my profit correct? Can I say that this is my correct profit? Or should it be that my salary expense will be 12,000 because 1 month salary is missing in my accounts that I have not recorded because I have not paid that. So that way my profit will be 1 lakh minus 12,000 salary, and then I should say that my profit is 88,000. Out of these two profits, which profit is correct? 89,000 or 88,000? Obviously, if I am paying salary 1,000 per month, my salary expense should be 12,000. But because I have not paid that 1,000 for the last month, that's why my salary expense in my records is only 11,000. So if you are not able to answer this question, then you can answer first whether my salary expense is 11,000 or 12,000. First decide that one. First decide about the salary expense. It is only 11,000 or 12,000. Yes, very good, very good. Okay, fine. Participation is very important. Your answer is correct or incorrect, that doesn't matter, because even if you are not giving correct answer, one day you will be giving the correct answer. See, in the morning we have discussed that whether you record or not, that is not the point. Recording of anything will not decide that how much expense I am having or not. It depends upon the nature of expense. In the morning, we have discussed that your employees have given you services. I have made an expense of 1,000 in March by availing their services. So the point is that I have not paid their amount, but expense has been done. The moment you have taken their services for the month of March, you have incurred an expense. The point is that you have not paid only that. You will be paying it according to the routine in the month of April. So the expense has been done. So that's why your expense will be 12,000. If you are paying salary rupees 1,000 per month, then 1 year expense should be 12,000. How it can be 11,000? It should be 12,000. And actually it is 12,000. You have already incurred expense of 12,000. You have taken the services of your employees in the last month also. Only the payment part is incomplete. And that's why it remains unrecorded, because you have not paid that salary and you have not recorded that expense. That's why it remains unrecorded. But your expense is 12,000. Yes, please. This point is clear that your expense is 12,000, or you need more explanation for that. You can ask again if you want any explanation regarding that. If it is not clear, tell me clearly. Right now, leave that what will be recorded in profit and loss or not. I am just asking a very common question that your expense is 12,000. This should be clear to you. First thing. Then if my expense is 12,000, then which profit will be correct? If my expense is 12,000, then which profit is correct? Suppose this is my profit and loss account. And suppose my income is 1 lakh. I am saying my income is 1 lakh. My salary expense, which I have recorded in my trial balance, is 11,000. So if I will calculate my net profit, how much it will show? It will show 89,000. The total of both sides will be 1 lakh. Please listen it carefully. Again, I am saying, I am telling you very important point. And if you will keep responding, then it will help me to make things more clear. Otherwise, it is very difficult to explain virtually. So, if you will prepare profit and loss account as per the trial balance, listen carefully what I am saying. If you will prepare the profit and loss account as per the trial balance balances, then you will get a profit of 89,000. But logic is saying that your expense is 12,000 because my salary is 1,000 per month, which I am paying. So that logic is saying that your salary expense should be 12,000. So my correct profit is 88,000 or 89,000. This I am asking. And you have to tell me which one you think correct. That will help me to proceed. My profit and loss account is showing me profit of 89,000. However, logically my expense should be 12,000 and that's why my profit should be 88,000. So which one you feel that it is more correct? However, both seems to be correct, but which one is more correct? That I should ask. Yes, very good, very good. Obviously, 88,000 is more correct because my expense is not 11,000. My expense is 12,000. That's why my profit should be 88,000 instead of 89,000. That point is clear. Now, so that's why what I will be doing, I will be adjusting this 1,000 here in this expense, and then I will get the profit 88,000 here. So first objective of doing adjustment, why I am doing this adjustment? To ascertain the true net profit or loss of the business. If I will do this adjustment, I will increase this expense to 12,000, then I will be getting my correct profit. So for finding out my correct profit, this is my first objective, that my account should state true and fair view of the profit which I have earned. The true and fair view will come only and only after completing the adjustments, only after the recording of unrecorded transactions. So first point is clear, why to adjust final accounts, why to make adjustments. Okay. Now coming to the next part. Suppose I am having a building rupees 2 lakh. And after 1 year, when I am closing my accounts, its value get depreciated. After 1 year, your value of assets will decline. It is sure that their value will be declining. For each and every asset, the value will be declining. And that decline is known as technically depreciation. So after depreciation, My building value is 1,80,000, suppose. So which value I should write in my balance sheet? Suppose this is my balance sheet. Building value is rupees 2 lakh, and if I write it 2 lakh only. 1 year back, I was also writing it 2 lakh. Now again, I am writing it 2 lakh. Is it correct? Yes, very good. Because its value has declined now. So I should write its depreciated value. I should write its depreciated value. So suppose building value is 2 lakh. I should subtract depreciation from it. And my value will be 1,80,000. I hope this is the more fair presentation of the building as compared to if I am writing the building at rupees 2 lakh. So second point is that to ascertain the true financial position of the business. So true financial position is not 2 lakh. After 1 year, your building is not worth rupees 2 lakh. So for making the fair presentation of the assets, value of assets in the balance sheet, you have to make this adjustment. Again, this depreciation is adjustment. Now, one thing is, first you tell me the meaning of depreciation again. Then I will explain you one more point. What is the meaning of depreciation? Meaning of depreciation is decline in value of asset. Yes, fall in the value of asset. Very good. Decline in the value of asset. Fall in the value of asset. So one more question I am asking, and now listen question very carefully. My building value was 2 lakh. After 1 year, the value will decline. And suppose I am assuming now the value has declined by 20,000. So has I paid this 20,000 to anyone? When the value is declining by 20,000, has I paid that amount to anyone? Am I required to pay 20,000 to anyone? I am having a mobile phone. I have purchased it for 10,000. After 1 year, suppose its value is 6,000. Had I paid this 4,000 to anyone? Now, am I required to pay again 4,000 to anyone? I have already paid 10,000 at the time of purchase. That is no issue. That has been recorded. Now, when the value is declining 4,000, am I supposed to pay again 4,000 to anyone? Or it will be just fall in the value of the mobile? So it will be just simple fall in the value of the mobile. You are not supposed to pay anyone any 4,000. So that's why depreciation is a non-cash expense. Depreciation is a non-cash expense, and that's why till the year end it remains unrecorded. Till the end of the year it will remain unrecorded because it doesn't involve any cash, and you have to record it on your own. You have to record it on your own. So now I hope this part is also clear. Why depreciation remain unrecorded till the year end? Why I should be showing it in the balance sheet? So it will help your balance sheet to present a true and fair view. Second point is done. So to make a record of the transactions omitted from the books, suppose by chance you have purchased goods, rupees 6,000. Suppose this is a transaction, but you forgot to record transaction, and later on you come to know that this transaction is unrecorded. You have purchased goods for 6,000, but by mistake you have left it unrecorded. That is also an adjustment. You have to record this transaction. So adjustments are required to record the transactions which you have by chance omitted also. Or sometimes we do some mistake. How we do some mistake? Suppose cash received from X. What will be the journal entry? Cash received from X. Can you tell me the journal entry? Cash received from X. Yes, very good. Cash account debit. To X. So what mistake I can do? Suppose the amount was 1,000, but you have recorded only 100. One mistake you can do. Or suppose the amount is received from X, but you have recorded it from Y. Then you have adopted the wrong account. So maybe some errors are there. You have done some errors in recording of the transactions. So you will have to rectify that error also, so that your expenses amount and your incomes, whatever the amounts are there, each and everything should be properly presented in your financial statements. The balance should be correct. There should not be any error in the balance of any ledger account. So these are the purposes why we should make adjustment. Yes, please. Now this topic is also clear. Why to adjust final accounts, why to make these adjustments, why to record these unrecorded transactions. So till now we have discussed the meaning of adjustment. What is adjustment? Simple meaning, the unrecorded transactions are known as adjustments. Okay. Now one more point which I will explain you here, that suppose I forgot to record this transaction, cash account debit to X. I should be recording it, but somehow I forget to record this transaction. And my cash balance in trial balance, is equal to 10,000. So then after doing this journal entry, what will be my cash account balance? If my cash account is showing right now 10,000 balance, and if I do this entry also, Earlier I forgot to record this journal entry. So if I am recording journal entry cash account debit to X, yes, obviously. So then my cash balance will change. It will become plus 1000, means it will become 11,000. Agreed? So means this journal entry will affect the cash balance. This journal entry will affect the cash balance. Then second point, suppose I have to collect from X rupees 5,000. Suppose X is supposed to pay me rupees 5,000, but he has paid me rupees 1,000 only. So in trial balance, suppose X balance is coming rupees 5,000, means X is supposed to pay me rupees 5,000, and now I identified a transaction that he has paid me rupees 1,000. So how much balance of X will be there now? With this journal entry, when I will be recording it, it will affect the balance of X also. So it will become 5,000 minus 1,000, because out of 5,000 he has paid me 1,000. So his balance will be now 4,000. His balance will be of now 4,000. Yes, please. This point is clear. If I record this transaction, cash account debit to X, in how many ledger accounts I will be recording this transaction? If I record this transaction in the ledger accounts, I have recorded that transaction. Now I am posting this transaction into the ledger account. So then, in how many ledger accounts I will be posting this transaction? Yes, very good. Name the accounts also. Yes, very good, very good, very good, very good. I will be, see, listen the question carefully. I am saying if I have recorded this transaction, I will be posting this transaction in ledger accounts also. So I will be posting in two ledger accounts. One is cash account and one is X. So it means that each adjustment will be adjusted at two places. Each adjustment will be affecting two accounts. So that's why it has to be adjusted at two places, like we have done in cash account and X account we have adjusted. So whatever adjustment you will be getting, that you have to adjust at two places. The logic is clear why to adjust it at two places. The logic is that it will affect two accounts. Two ledger accounts it will affect. So that's all for today. Tomorrow we will be moving further. We will start adjustments tomorrow.